Man, the crows are out in force tonight. Like, this is almost Alfred Hitchcock level birds kind of flybys. Just huge amount of crows. I wonder if they'll come back. But yeah, that was that was something. That's why I started the video. I wasn't going to do the video. They're still out there. You can hear them, but they were much louder a minute ago. Just herd behavior. Like some crows are calling out to other crows, and other crows are flying around, and it's just like sort of building on each other. You hear them, right? I mean, you can. It's like almost a conversation, almost as if they're talking to each other. I think they're flying away. The sheer number of them, really, wow, they're still. Yeah, on my way here, I think someone was trying to explain how the carry trade works in you know, on Wall Street, and in simple terms, they were trying to just make it very simple, but essentially it's just interest rate arbitrage, right? It's just playing interest rates. Interest rates are cheaper in Japan. They're much higher in the U.S., and so you could take cheap money at cheap interest rates in Japan, and you could then invested with margin in America, in American bonds, American government bonds. And it's free money once you do that. As long as, and this is important, the currency markets don't go crazy. Now, Japanese yen has been getting cheaper. It's now at a 40-year low, which means that the carry trade is becoming much more lucrative for financiers. Think about it, right? If you borrow money in Japan and the yen becomes cheaper for you in terms of dollars, then you originally had to return, say, $160, 160 yen, and now the yen is 165, meaning that you have to return less yen back to Japan in order to fulfill your carry trade. So the yen became cheaper essentially. $1 buys you 165 yen. It used to buy you only 160 yen. Right, so you had to return a certain number of yen. I'm sorry to confuse you over there a little earlier, but you had to return a certain number of yen. Now you have to return a lesser number of yen to the original people who gave you the loan because the yen has become cheaper. So the money has become cheaper. You can then now return less amount in dollar terms. That, in essence, is the carry trade, right? So it's just interest rate arbitrage. It's nothing, and using a margins. And that's, great free money as long as the currency markets cooperate. And so far, they've been cooperating dramatically, beautifully. Now, Bank of Japan could intervene in the markets. They can say, well, we don't want the yen to be this weak, and that could, make the yen stronger. If the yen becomes stronger, then the carry trade becomes more expensive, right? So that's all. That's what the carry trade is, and it has direct impacts on U.S. bonds because so many people do it. U.S. bonds are among the most expensive bonds out there when you look at Germany or Japan. In comparison, U.S. bonds are very, very expensive. In the sense that they give you a lot of interest. Although America is the country that has the global currency, our bonds are the most expensive for whatever reason. And people like to play that arbitrage. It's free money. Uncle Sam gives you the money. Why not, right? So that's all it is. And the whole idea is that there are no surprises. The whole idea behind all of these trades is that there isn't any surprise. The market knows what's going on. Market knows what will happen, and so on. Real surprises are not a function of the markets because too much money is involved, right? It's too much money, too much consequences. Things could ripple, hedge funds could go broke, and then there could be a financial crisis that bleeds over into Wall Street. Stocks start to move, and there's volatility in stocks. So the currency volatility bleeds into bond volatility, and that bleeds into stock volatility, right? And so if all of these markets become more volatile, then there are ripple consequences that bleed into the American economy and so on, right? So there are cascading failures down the line, and that's why the market is almost always predictable. People, the big players, the people who move trillions of dollars, know exactly what's going to happen, or they can predict with a great degree of certainty what's going to happen, right? So I don't want to make it conspiratorial, but that's kind of what happens. And that's really all we can say or predict, and that's what the carry trade is about. So that's the conversation I was having. It's not really interesting to me, to be perfectly honest with you, because all of these things are very well known, and they've been going on for decades now. So Um, it's just finance, man. It's just trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars just floating around. Finance, playing some finance game, not really being put to productive use, not really being put into any kind of factory building or any kind of company starting, or trying to help the American consumer make things cheaper, trying to create competition. None of that, none of the usual stuff. This is just interest. This is just money that creates more money simply by talking to other money, right? It's like money talking to money, and no productive capacity, no factory, no nothing, no manufacturing, nothing real is involved. It's just digital transactions floating out in there in space, basically. So it's all really not very productive. It makes people rich. It makes, it pays people salaries or whatever, bonuses on Wall Street, Christmas time, and that sort of stuff, right? It's nothing that has actual consequences on the American consumer or American Main Street. So why would that be interesting? It's not interesting. It's just ridiculous. So that's all. I mean, that's the conversation I was having. So anyway, thanks. Take care. Good night.